evening, it's 9 o'clock in Djibouti. Time for the English news. Here are the top stories. The laying foundation stone of solar power station. Chinese company donates ICT equipment to primary school in Ethiopia.
Those were the top stories. Thank you for joining us. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has launched this morning the laying of the first stone for the construction of a large solar central at the Guibara in the region of Al Sabih. This ceremony saw the participation of the First Lady of the country, Ms. Khadra Mohammed Haid, of the member of the government, the Prefect of the region of Al Sabih, Mr. Mohammed Waberi Assowe, as well as the inhabitants of this region. A German company called Green Energy will build this solar power plant that will produce some 50 megawatts in the first time to reach a production capacity of nearly 300 megawatts. The central will be built on an areas of 600 headquarters. Several steps will mark the construction of this solar center. The first phase of the work will be complete before the end of this year. The site will generate between 150 to 200 jobs, either the direct or indirect. The construction of this solar central will put Djibouti among the countries using the renewable and sustainable energies. Already, the Republic of Djibouti uses 65% of the hydraulic energy from a line of interconnection with Ethiopia, where an electrical connection has been established with this neighboring country. Djibouti will be the first African country to go to the clean energy and uses 100% of green energy. The achievement of this great project has required an investment of some more than 600 million euros.
ganine kabada habon qofki gaayay kama dabamne
After the reception, followed by the animation of various traditional groups, the President of the Republic, Ismail Margele, has unveiled the plaque of the future solar center for Stone, with at its site the representative of the green energies German company. The site will generate directly and indirectly 150 to 200 jobs during the work, and after the construction, 60 full-time jobs will be available. The construction of the solar plant will strengthen the total transition of Djibouti toward clean energy before 2021. Already, the Republic of Djibouti consumes to 65% clean energy thanks to the electrical connection with Ethiopia. With this solar center, the Republic of Djibouti will be the first African country to go to the clean energy. The investment of this project amounts to some 306 million euros.
The prefect of the region of Ali Sabih, Mr. Mohammed Waberi Asowe, and the CEO of a German company have in turn took the floor to remind us on the importance of this project. The prefect of Ali Sabih explained the importance of the solar power project. The prefect of Ali Sabih said on this special day in our country, in his conquest from a sustainable development has been confirmed by the government its commitment in this energy and economic infrastructure. For that, he commend this noble initiative of the President, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Margele, on the energy independence of our country. The project of a solar central show us a more consolidated strategy and integrate development through the exploitation of renewable energies. It is in this sense that our country has set to achieve the use of renewable energies for sustainable development. He has indicated, following the example of economic transformation project in the country, the largest solar power plant to participate effectively, better develop new, affordable and competitive energy product in order to enable economic recovery and resilience to climate change. It remains as a major challenge the mastery of this technology. Confident of a better performance project, we would like to support the enlightening vision of the head of state, who always advocate the preservation of a lasting peace in a healthy environment. Finally, I want to encourage all actors who have investing to mark real this project, has concluded the prefect.
In his intervention, the CEO of the company has also spoke about the different interests of renewable energy in our country. Indeed, these renewable energies open are now able to compete all the usual energy, he said. The production costs of these energies have been in constant decline for several years, and today enables any country of the world to appropriate and cover the growing need by inheriting all the environmental factors. In addition, to append the natural resources of the country such as wind, sun and geothermal will allow you to co-term 3 to 5 years to be totally self-sufficient, has concluded the project manager.
The Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, Mr. Ali Yaqub Mahmoud, has on his side referred to the cost of this great achievement, which will not doubt allow Djiboutian households to enjoy a low-cost energy. The government of Djibouti focused on reducing the cost of the electricity bill, and now solar seems to take in advance compared to the exploitation of our geothermal energy. The minister said, let's keep in mind the Energy Ministerial Department was not the only one who finalized this project, but the whole government. This project is the result of a direct investment with the financial contribution of a German investor. No loan has been necessary for this project. This investor confidence for our financial place, and especially to the owner of this new solar central, is due to the stable environment and the peace we have. It is in our duty to keep our country in peace.
In his speech for this occasion, the head of state has indicated that this ceremony marks the beginning of an immense project that will strongly reduce our dependence to fossil energy in order to produce electricity. Let's listen to the president.
wasiirku iyo milkiilaha warshadani labaduba way sheegeen oo
The Ministry of Energy as well as the promoter of this project have reminded us that the Republic of Djibouti has a lot of assets and potentialities in matter of solar energy. We have always thought on the way and means to exploit this energy and the way to deepen our knowledge in this field, and today this ceremony is the first step on how to fully use the solar energy which Djibouti has. It is in fact the same energy in which the Al-Adde inhabitant was talking about, but this time it's for the national scale and wider. The inhabitants of this locality have through the solar energy in each household electricity to their equipment such as the fridges, fan, cell phone charging and using laptop. We want to bring, just as we have therefore served Al-Adde household with solar energy by establishing a solar plant for the whole republic. Without energy we cannot put in place energy, central energy, and today we can evaluate the outcome power of this central to 50 megawatts. Knowing that in the winter season we use around 65 megawatts, we can easily guess the important supply of this solar central besides the 50 megawatts from the wind power. This will allow us to capitalize on maximum profit. The whole world today is turning to sustainable energy to keep the earth safe for future generations, to allow to our children a safe and a better world. We all know the difficulty that we have met by using industrial energy coming from far countries and economically restrictive, even though the oil is less expensive today. As the promoter of this solar central has underlined, the Republic of Djibouti has today the chance of having natural energy, renewable, such as wind energy, solar and geothermal. We contact this enterprise CEO by allowing him to invest in our stable country and be able to freely reinvest the profit in other undertaken projects. It is in the spirit of our economical policy to receive in open arms the investors, no matter who he is. This openness policy will create jobs and thus will be an answer to unemployment and, as we have mentioned in appropriate documents, the guarantees and rights due to investors of any ages. We are asking the owner and to the concerned departments to train young people so that they can be effective in the renewable energy areas and then to hire them. And regarding the young people and future employees of this central, we urge them to make the necessary effort to work for their country and the well-being of their family and relatives. These songs and poems have raised the value of peace, unity and solidarity. The investors comes to us because we have peace and stability, and we have the appropriate rules and a wholehearted morality. If we do not have these values, no one will come to us. The good relation with the neighbor countries, the mutual respect between us, but also with the international partners, the dialogue between us, our unity are the prerequisite to follow in serenity the path of progress for a prosperous tomorrow.
midnimada dal shacbigeenu ha noolaato, dalkeennu ha jiro oo ha jeerimaado, midnimada qaranka iyo walaalnimaduna ha noolaadeen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
In an interview, the head of state answered to a prominent question asked by Mohammed Dahir, who said, in 2020, the Republic of Djibouti will use at 100% clean energy. Will this be possible? The head of state responded, we are convinced that we will be able to use our available necessary energy resource in quantity. This will answer to the question on how to preserve human resource. Regarding the question related to the massive rural depopulation due to a climate change, the President replied that a nomadic population and rural areas we have put in place water withholding everywhere. We will plant to date palms, and if it's concerned herds, in even better, they remain on place in their regions.
In his speech, the President of the Republic, Ismail Margeli, has referred to all programs of Djibouti's energy farms, among which the solar force, but also the geothermal energy, which Djibouti has great potential. The President of the Republic has also referred to the exploitation of wind energy, which is another source of energy that is exploitable. This set of clean energy sources will also be a source of employment for our youth. Let's follow this report on solar energy.
The primary objective of this solar industry is to provide employment opportunities for the locals. The inhabitants of the region have welcomed this huge project that will generate 150 to 200 indirect and direct jobs. And more jobs are expected once the project will be completed within this year. It's not the first and the only solar industry. There are two others which are located in Adailu and Gubet. This solar industry is part of the vision of the head of state, who's leading the Republic of Djibouti as the first African country to use 100% green energy by 2021. Asha Abdullahi, Dudu Balale, RTT.
The Women's Association affiliate to the RPP party have closed yesterday a campaign to raise the awareness of young girls on the consequence of AIDS epidemic that can destroy an entire. The closing ceremony was held in the annex of the Section 6 neighborhood. This campaign has been conducted in the various neighborhoods of Bulaus with the support of the UNICEF and Agency of Djibouti Golding. The representative of the association from several neighborhoods have taken part in the closing ceremony, which took place, which was marked by the presentation of a song and folk dances. This campaign has mainly target young girls under the age of 18. The objective sought in the long term is to achieve zero affection or a transmission of AIDS.
In the day of 12 January 2016, the Gendarmerie Brigade of Picadus in the north has seized the perpetrators of a burglary in a store of electronic equipment. The theft took place the previous evening. Researches and investigations have allowed the police to arrest the author of the thievery and the receivers of the stolen goods. 209 mobile phones which were found during the search carried out at the house of the author, and 4 other mobile phones in the possession of the receivers, either in total 213 mobile phones of the mark Techno. The goods amount to a sum of 531,000 of francs Djibouti. All the persons involved have been brought to justice today to answer for their acts.
The regional news now. In Ethiopia, a student at Hailum Araya Primary School in Ethiopia's capital Addis Ababa has every reason to celebrate. This is after the Chinese telecom company made with the week donate educational equipment that will go toward the development of information and communication technology in the school. Saeed Mohammed for more details.
The Chinese Global Telecom Corporation ZTE and Ethiopia Telecom yesterday donated educational equipment to Major General Hailum Araya Primary School. The donation includes 15 computers with chairs and tables. During the handing over ceremony, Education Minister, ACT Directorate Director Dr. Gabriel, who work in it, said that in this area of technology, assessing ACT equipment is crucial in the education sector. Thus, the donation is supportive to the ministry plan of improving the status of applying ACT in the education sector. Chinese Ambassador Lai Yifan said that Ethiopia and China cooperation is being strengthened in various sectors. Chinese policy is supportive to the business activities in Ethiopia. We give more priority to the smooth cooperation with the country. It's very obvious that China's support to Ethiopia is not limited only to the economical growth sector, but also in the education, health, as well as other social and cultural phenomena of the country, he added. ZTE Corporation Vice President, on his part, said ZTE strives to promote the innovation of technology in Ethiopia. It provides support for individuals trying to realize their innovation. School Principal Sileshi Girma said that the donation would meet student demand for computer access and become more competitive. Today, our students are the beneficiary of ACT, which makes them become competitive with technologically advanced school.
In the continental news, a big day is looming in West Africa's battle with Ebola. Liberia is due Thursday to be declared officially free of the virus almost 2 years after the first cases were reported there. Liberia was the hardest hit, and its all clear effectively signals the end of the outbreak. Let's listen to this report for more information.
The end of active transmission was declared after 42 days without a new case in Liberia. However, the World Health Organization warned that West Africa may see flare-up of the virus. It has killed more than 10,000 people since December 2013. A country is considered free of human-to-human transmission once to 21 days incubation period have passed since the last known case tested negative for a second time. The World Health Organization Chief Margaret Chen said the end of the outbreak was a monumental achievement. This date marked for the first time since the start of the epidemic 2 years ago that all three of the hardest hit countries, Guinea, Liberia and Sierra Leone, have reported 0 cases for at least 42 days, he said in a statement. However, the end of active transmission of Ebola has been declared twice before in Liberia, only for the infection to re-emerge. This is why the declaration will be marked with caution. The World Health Organization say it anticipates more flare-ups and the risk of additional small outbreaks in the 3 West African states. Dr. Chen described the next 3 months as the most critical for the 3 West African nations, which account for almost all of the deaths from the outbreak. By the end of this year, we expect that all survivors will have cleared the virus from their bodies.
After the bomb attack occurred a few days ago in Istanbul, Turkish Prime Minister Mr. Ahmed and German Interior Minister Thomas de Maizière paid their respect to victims of the suicide bombing that killed 10 German tourists in Istanbul. Let's see the following videos with more details.
The Turkish Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu and German Interior Minister Thomas de Maizière paid their respect on Wednesday to victims of the suicide bombing that killed 10 German tourists in Istanbul. Tuesday attack in broad daylight in a top tourist spot is the most deadly for Germany in over a decade, but Berlin said there is no indication its national were specifically targeted. I see no reason to change travel plans to Turkey. Of course, travels alert which are being put together by the foreign minister and the interior minister need to be observed so as not to travel in a certain crisis region. David Kessling, a German visitor, escaped the attack. We were over there in Hagia Sophia and we heard the blast. So we stayed in there for 2 hours because we thought it was the most secured place, he said. We leave today, and before that we wanted to come back and show our condolences to Turkish people because we have enjoyed our time here in Turkey, and I personally will come back to Istanbul. There were still visitors to Sultanahmet Square on Wednesday, as many came to pay tribute to the victims, laying flowers and German football scarves. Istanbul is one of the most visited cities in the world, and some fear the attack could fragilize Turkey's $30 billion tourism industry.
Daesh group has claimed responsibility for the coordinated bomb and gun attacks in the Indonesian capital Jakarta, a news agency linked to ISIL. At least 7 people, including 5 attackers, were killed in the explosion, and gun parallel between police and the attackers in the central business district of the city. More details with Saeed Mohammed.
A series of gun and bomb attacks has caused terror in the center of Indonesia capital Jakarta, leaving several people dead, including a number of attackers themselves. The authorities say the situation has now been brought under control. In the mid-afternoon local time, Indonesia security chief said 5 militants had been killed, including 1 foreigner. The Islamic State has claimed responsibility for the attack via an associated news agency, saying it was targeting foreign nationals and security forces. The group had previously threatened to put the country in the spotlight. The number of victims is difficult to confirm. There were at least 6 explosions amid report that some attackers were still at large. Security force surrounded a building where terrorists were said to have been holed up. At midday, police said they had shot dead 3 terrorists and captured 4, as well as 3 suspected suicide bombers. They added that 3 policemen and 3 civilians were killed.
This is it for this edition. The program still continues in RTD. Have a wonderful evening.